How to get a six-pack of the mind. I'm here at a resort on a business mastermind trip. I'm going to show you guys a really beautiful view in just a second. And yeah, everyone wants a six-pack with their body, right? Or, most people want a six-pack. And even a lot of people that say they don't want a six-pack. Check this out for a second. Look at this. Oh, man, is that just beautiful or what? Here in Atlanta, Georgia, literally just got in off my plane and got to get moving, got to get the body moving, tired of sitting, so on and so forth. But how do you build a six-pack of the mind? The fundamentals of building a six-pack for the body are fairly simple, yet we tend to complicate things because of the way we think. So how do we build a six-pack of the mind? Well, I'm going to share with you 4 things, the 4 ingredients to building a six-pack of the mind so we can process information clear, so that we can perform the way we want to perform. And make sure you stick around for point number 4, because point number 4 is the most important. But let's jump right into it. So point number 1, how to build a six-pack of the mind. One of the easiest ones, I'm here in nature, right? You see all of this green, all of this beautiful nature around me, and I'm breathing in fresh air. You don't have to be in nature like this, but your brain needs oxygen, and it needs clean oxygen. So if you want to perform at an optimal level, you need oxygen, number 1. Number 2 is water. Similar to your body, you need to hydrate your mind. Your brain is composed of a large percentage of water, and you need water for it to perform at an optimal level. Just like your body doesn't perform when you're dehydrated, your brain doesn't perform, or you can't get a six-pack of the mind when you're dehydrated. The third point is food. Now, there's obviously a lot of debate on nutrition and what foods to eat and what foods not to eat, and what are the healthy foods and what make you perform the best. And obviously, having some sort of balanced diet, having some sort of healthy diet is going to allow you the best opportunity to have a six-pack of the mind. But point number 4 is the most important point. And this is the one that I really want to touch on. Wait till I get out to this lake here, man. Oh, it's just absolutely gorgeous. Point number 4 to have a six-pack of the mind is the impressions. So what you're taking into your mind, what you're feeding your mind in terms of what you see, what you hear, what sensations that you're experiencing, how you're processing things. From the external world. I mean, look at this. This is beautiful from the external world, but also from the internal world. Because we can have 2 people look at the same scenario. I could look at this situation and say, oh man, this is ugly, this is boring, let's get out of here. And someone else could come down here and say, oh man, this is the most beautiful thing that I've ever seen. So impressions of your mind. And it also has to deal with the people that you surround yourself with. The old adage of surround yourself with good people. Well, if you surround yourself with people that are constantly learning and constantly growing and constantly looking for ways to improve, it's going to start to rub off on you, and vice versa. If you're around people that are constantly stressed, constantly anxious, constantly blaming other people for different scenarios and different situations that are going on inside their life, it's going to start to rub off on you. So the way you build a six-pack of the mind is making sure that you're getting the appropriate amount of oxygen, breathing. We're in such a high-stressing society where our brains and our bodies are starving for oxygen. The second part is the hydration. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. You need to hydrate. We need to make sure that we're fueled. Number 3, the food. We got to make sure that we have the energy source. We got to make sure that we're feeding our brain. Our brain burns a lot of calories, and you want to make sure that we feed it with the appropriate amount of nutrition. And then obviously the impressions part of it, internal and external. And the impressions part, this is where the part of learning comes into play. Self-education, and like I said, surrounding yourself with other people. So reading books, listening to audios, listening to podcasts, listening to YouTube videos. There is an abundance of information out there. And here's my best suggestion on self-education, on self-learning. whether it's a book, whether it's a video, whether it's an audio. Pick things to learn that are relevant to what you want to achieve. I know this sounds so simple, but I fell into the trap at one point in my life where I would just pick a book and read it, and then pick another book and read it, and pick another book and read it, and pick another book, and then listen to this video and listen to this audio and listen to this podcast without any real outcome, without any real goal, without any real destination in mind. Meaning I was just consuming information. It's like I was becoming a storehouse of facts, when in reality I should have been focusing on consuming information, books, written, video, audio material that was relevant to the things that I wanted to achieve. It's like this. I remember, shortly after I graduated college, I was dead broke, and I was, struggling, drowning in debt, trying to get out of this thing. And I was reading books on investing. It's like I didn't even have a dime to invest. So it's like, what was the point? It wasn't relevant to where I was at. So, when you're taking in the information, when you're consuming the information, make sure it's relevant to what you're trying to achieve. And you might be able to, might be trying to achieve something physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever it is. But make sure that the impressions that you're taking in are relevant to what you want to achieve. So that's how you get a six-pack of the mind. Make sure you pay attention to the impressions that we're feeding ourselves. And once you do, you're going to start to see your brain start to develop, and you're going to see the way you think and the way you feel and the way you process things are going to be a lot more in line with who you actually want to be. So appreciate you guys. If you like this video, smash that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff, and we'll see you on the next one.